Petty Officer 3rd Class Benjamin Schoberg failed to appear at a roll call early Saturday morning while aboard the Harper's Ferry stationed off the Hawaiian Islands. Helicopters, along with 3 ships, swept a 1,500-mile wide search pattern for Schoberg to no avail.
A person in the water is really visually about the size of a basketball, and it's a very difficult search object.
I mean, he came back from leave, and I saw him for a little while.
Local naval recruiters are shocked at the mysterious disappearance.
My partner came in and told me today, and he said, "Did you hear about Schoberg?" And I said, "No, what?" And it's like, well, he's presumed missing. And I was like, just went numb. I was like, wow. And it was like one of the very first people that I put in the Navy. It was like, whoa. Yeah, I can't believe that happened.
What happened to Schoberg is a mystery. He could be overboard, or he could be on shore in Honolulu, where the ship stopped at port, leaving his family, friends, and crewmates guessing.
Obviously, we never want to lose the life of a shipmate. We never want to lose a sailor. You know, we deploy out to far from home, and we always want to come back 100%.
Schoberg graduated from Marshall High School in 1992. He's described by his principal as a kid everyone knew and everyone liked. He's also known to be a very strong swimmer and an excellent diver, and the type that would fight the odds if he needed to. Family and friends are hoping that spirit prevails, and Benjamin Schoberg will survive.
I think he would work very hard at getting himself out of a situation that was certainly life-threatening.
In Duluth, Maureen Tallarico, Channel 6 News.
You're coming at it from there.
They had first heard about malformed frogs in 1993, started searching for them seriously the following spring.
We're concerned about the health of wetlands, and the frogs are certainly good indicators.
But it wasn't until last year in LeSueur County that Judy Helgen found any number of malformed frogs.
Oh, look at that. That is really bizarre. I have never seen that before.
Students from the New Country School in LeSueur had noted that half the frogs they'd collected on a field trip had some kind of deformity. Then in October, 2 brothers found malformed frogs in a little farm pond in Meeker County.
I looked at them, and then there's no legs or arms.
Since then, Judy Helgen has drawn a map showing locations in Minnesota where malformed frogs have been found, and she's heard from Ohio, Vermont, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Missouri, Canada, and for the first time, someone in California has suggested the cause might be parasites. But that leaves doubts in Judy Helgen's mind.
I would think that a parasite would be, but I'm not a parasitologist, I would think it would have been showing up more than this almost sudden appearance of large numbers of deformed frogs.
Judy Helgen says in some of the sites this year, 2/3 of the frogs have shown some deformity. But analysis of the deformed frogs they found last year is still not complete because they have to test for so many different potential causes. And while there is no research to show parasites may cause birth defects in frogs, they haven't found anything else which might be the cause either.
Have you ever had a flu vaccine before? Okay, it's gonna be a poke. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're all done.
Oh, okay.
No Mickey Mouse bandage today.
When a big epidemic occurs, it's the elderly people and people with underlying health conditions who die. About over 90% of all the deaths are in elderly people and people with underlying health problems.
Contact lens solution. How you feel when that is?
Should have brought suckers and...
It'll be tough. There's a lot of strong skaters. It's like the best people that compete here to make it to the senior ladies and nationals that you see on TV. So it's a challenge, but
Their blades are sharp, their skates have a fresh coat of polish, and their programs are near perfect. Hundreds of figure skaters from across the Midwest can't wait to hit the deck ice in Duluth for the 1996 Upper Great Lakes Championships. Zoe Hill coaches many of the local skaters that will be competing this week.
Keep it straight.
It's a qualifying competition, unlike some where the kids just go out and compete and that's it. This does lead to higher competitions for them. It's one that they train for all year. It's a very important competition, and there will be skaters here that at the lowest level, which is maybe about 8 years old, right up through the senior ladies.
Hasn't been in Duluth for almost 15 years, and Alyssa Samuelson hopes the home ice will help.
I just like competing because it's fun just to see how good other people are and just to learn how hard you have to practice and just fun.
But for one of the top novice skaters in the country, 16-year-old Angie Lean of Superior, this year's event won't be very much fun. She has to wear one of these instead of her skates because of a stress fracture to her ankle. But what makes this so tough is that she won this event last year and made it to the national championships in San Jose, California. This year, she has to watch someone else win.
I feel bad because I was like pushing myself this year because I wanted to go on again, and I really felt that I could, but it's like I want to be out there. I want to be skating with all my friends, and it's just kind of like, oh, why can't I be out there? Why does this have to happen now? And I don't know.
Angie has applied to skating's governing body for a medical buy that would allow her to automatically qualify for the Midwestern competition, the next step after uppers. She should find out about that in a few weeks, but for now, she's trying to keep her spirits high.
Maybe it'll be like I'll be able to come back next year and just skate even better than I was training now, and everything will just go so much better, and all things will just fit into place like puzzles.
Like we had Bob Dole, Bill Clinton, and then Ross Perot and other, and so far Ross Perot has the most and Bill Clinton's second and Bob Dole's last, so.
I'm on the news, man.
Evidence of Tuesday's rain and windstorm still dripped through the roof of Washburn's middle and high school. The ceiling tiles are swollen with rainwater, the carpets are soaked, and buckets are strategically placed around the school. The problems all started Tuesday morning before the storm when contractors were repairing an old roof.
We were repairing a roof. Actually, we're re-roofing a section of the building. The contractors had exposed an area. We're trying to put it back in, and the storm came up just as they were trying to get that underway. So we're at the vulnerable point, and we had water in the building.
Some school officials, custodians, and faculty stayed throughout the night, saving the school's equipment from being ruined. Computers, books, and supplies were pulled off the floor, away from the walls and out of lockers for protection.
They took it out last night and put it into different rooms so they won't get wet.
Students and faculty had the day off from school because of the building damage, but instead of sitting at home, they showed up at school to help clean up. These sisters are two of the volunteers.
We were just like mopping up the water and like dusting some stuff off and emptying the water from the buckets.
Meanwhile, construction crews are pumping the rainwater off the roof and trying to seal the roof before the next rainstorm. Because of the teamwork, no equipment was damaged in the school.
The taxpayers of Washburn got a proud organization here. I mean, it's not just individuals, it's a team effort.
The adjuster is expected to estimate the damage Thursday. The $34,000 roof project will be completed by this weekend. In Washburn, Wisconsin, Kim Steininger, Channel 6 News.
Not the Packers, but the Vikings. Now we need the Pope to hold the Packers. Yes. Hey, we got a meteorologist just like you. And we've got Mother Teresa here now.
Yes, the office is decorated too. With pumpkins and...
They're not old enough to drive, they're not old enough to stay out late, but this year they can vote. A program called Kids Voting Minnesota is making kids more aware of the voting process. Students are able to vote for presidential and local candidates and the issues surrounding this election.
We've heard a lot of positive comments from parents saying, gee, I actually have to study up on the candidates and the issues this year because my kids are asking really pointed questions.
Jason and Bria voted at Woodland Middle School. Did you want to vote?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it's fun.
Bria said voting is easy. She doesn't read very well, but she knows how to vote.
Filled in the little arrows.
Jason said he wanted to vote, even though his vote didn't really count.
So it might help the person we wanted to be president and all the other things that there are to vote for.
This program is teaching kids the value of voting and how important voting is. Jason and Bria understand that.
They were telling me that they had to vote. I mean, that just wasn't an option to not vote. They had to come here and they had to vote. And they're hoping that President Clinton wins again.
Did you place your hand upon his penis?
Yes. I didn't know that they could be considered sexual abuse at all.
This was Reverend Daniel Reeb in 1991. During legal depositions, Reeb admitted to sleeping nude with children and showering with young boys while he was a pastor at a Redeemer Lutheran Church in Duluth. He also discussed several sexual encounters with this man, David Samarzia, when he was a child.
And did you masturbate him?
Yes, and he did.
David was a member of Reeb's Bible studies and confirmation classes. Reeb was a pastor in the Duluth area from 1961 to 1979. Shortly before the civil trial for abusing David, the church gave significant amounts of money to 3 other men who claimed Reeb had abused them as children in the same congregation.
Can you talk to me a minute? This is important stuff, you know.
No, I'm sorry, sir. That was done with 4 years ago.
I-Team 6 tracked Daniel Reeb down in his home in Denver, Colorado. He says he doesn't have any foster children living with him at the moment, but admitted that he has had boys living with him as recently as a year ago.
When was the last time you had foster kids?
A year ago.
About a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the last foster kid?
I'll talk to you if he tells me.
I-Team 6 discovered that in the 13 years following the sexual abuse in Duluth, Reeb provided foster care for up to 15 boys between the ages of 6 and 17, while serving congregations in Denver, Colorado, and Nassau, Bahamas. Reeb claims he never abused any of those boys.
I'm a parent to those kids and a friend. I don't engage them or involve them. I don't have them for sex.
Reeb was eligible to take in children because there were never any criminal charges filed against him. By the time David Samarzia took his case to court, the 7-year statute of limitations had expired, making it impossible to charge Reeb criminally.
For child sexual abuse or those types of crimes, it's 7 years now.
David Samarzia won his case with a jury ordering Redeemer Lutheran Church in Duluth to pay almost $750,000. With interest, that has grown to $807,000. But David has yet to receive any of the money as the church continues to fight payment in court.
They are using the defenses and the privileges that they have in defending a case to escape the payment of the money or to escape what we believe to be justice.
Legal experts estimate the cost of fighting this case so far at close to $1 million. That's more than the amount the jury awarded David. We asked church leaders at the Missouri Synod District headquarters in Brainerd to talk with us, but they refused. So did the current pastor here at Redeemer and its Board of Elders. We got this message from Redeemer Senior Elder Charles Smithson.
This is Charles Smithson from Redeemer Lutheran Church. In regard to your letter about the David Samarzia case and the questions as far as an interview, I decided that we will not, on advice of counsel, not go for any type of interview at all.
Meanwhile, David continues to suffer as the church tries to get his case thrown out of court on a technicality. In Duluth, Barbara Riles, Channel 6 News. The Catholic Church has completely changed the way it deals with clergy sexual abuse. In 1992, new guidelines were established for handling sexual misconduct.
It's in our policy. It's very clear. As soon as allegations appear to be able to be substantiated, we will remove them immediately.
The Evangelical Lutheran Church has also moved recently to a more sympathetic approach to charges of sexual improprieties.
I think a congregation, a synod, and a church body, national body, has some responsibility, morally and ethically, to assist and help victims with their therapy.
But David Samarzia has yet to receive that kind of support from another branch of the Lutheran Church, the Missouri Synod. That's the church where he was sexually abused as a child. Pastor Daniel Reeb, who was the minister at Redeemer Lutheran Church in Duluth for 18 years, admitted that he sexually molested David when he was a child. But still, the church has chosen to fight the district court order to pay David nearly $750,000 for his suffering.
And when he was drawn into this sick and sinful world of sexual compulsion by this minister, something was taken. He has not been treated fairly. He has not been treated well. He has, at every juncture, if they could, been treated in a way that they have attempted to re-victimize him.
This perception of mistreatment has brought one Missouri Synod Lutheran pastor to speak out strongly against his church.
We have to go that extra step, that extra mile to show David that we are sincere and that there are people here in the church who do believe in justice and fair play. And of course, that's been denied him.
Church leaders are not denying that David was sexually abused, but are fighting the court-ordered award, saying he didn't bring the charges soon enough. Church leaders in Duluth and at district headquarters in Brainerd have continually refused our requests for interviews.
I think they try to ignore it. They hope I go away.
For 2 years after Pastor Reeb admitted molesting David, he was kept on the Lutheran clergy roster and continued to preach at his church in the Bahamas. This legal deposition taken in April of 1992 suggests that the reason he was finally asked to step down was because publicity had leaked out about the abuse.
Is it your understanding that the decision to place you on this CRM status and have you leave the church here in Nassau was because of news that had surfaced surrounding this lawsuit or related lawsuits?
Yes.
Clergy abuse expert Bev Harry says churches need to react to the abuse, not the negative publicity.
Our churches have to recognize that these things happen. We can't continue to sweep it under the rug.
David's case has bounced from the appeals court to the Supreme Court and back to the Court of Appeals with no end in sight. Meanwhile, David continues to suffer with legal bills, counseling bills, and self-doubt.
He has suffered as a result of the sexual abuse indelibly, but he's also suffering in some of the same ways because of these delays in justice delivered.
Well, it's important to them.
That may or may not have answers right now. We're going to conduct a survey through, but we have more spending the money wisely. Why are they coming to the voters for another $2.4 million a year? Why are there roofs in disrepair that are almost new? What are the teachers' salaries and benefits as a percentage of the overall district spending?
Rita and Royal Miller have been the proud owners and operators of Miller's Family Restaurant for 31 years. But they're ready to hang up their aprons one last time and take a long-awaited vacation.
I'd like to travel a little bit and fish a little bit and do the things that I never had time to do because I was mostly busy feeding people.
But Royal says he will miss cooking.
I miss cooking because it's creative work and never gets boring. It's fun. And I especially like to cook lutefisk.
Oh, yeah, lutefisk, yeah, you better believe it. They make good lutefisk.
Customers say there's nothing like the Millers' good meals and service.
I've been coming here for many years now. I don't know how many years. And it's a good place to eat. I've had a lot of good meals here and a lot of nice service.
People that I have been with here from all over the nation that have visited in the area have seemed to have enjoyed themselves so much here in the presence and company of the people that work here, and that's a wonderful memory.
Rita and Royal say what they'll miss most about having a restaurant is having the company of customers and employees around them. They've become like family.
Missing the people, all the friends. It's like a big family, all my customers. You go to their weddings, funerals, go fishing with them, and so I'll miss that.
The Millers say they have mixed emotions about retiring. They are excited about their future, yet they reminisce about the life they are leaving behind them. But they will always keep the friends they have come to know and love through the restaurant.
That's why we call it Miller's Family Restaurant, because you know, the people that work here are family and the customers are family.
In Two Harbors, Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
now the biggest difficulty that we're looking at.
And if we move to that phase, if we get to that point where the people want to go forward with some solutions, then there will be people that will look at that funding, because it really is quite expensive if we were to go point blank without any funding package whatsoever. Virtually impossible.
Could do it. Cliff could run the camera, but no, I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, pointed out the programs that go on. Some of this stuff on because if she didn't, the deer were going to smell her, and she said, "No way." Okay, just huge. About a 30-foot, 12 steps out on everyone. So deer don't think you're you. They think you're something else. Usually, this revolves around deer.
She's been training for the Bear Grease this year, and then there's a few other races that she wanted to participate in this year, and so she's been training since fall, and she has her winter goals which she wants to accomplish, and I think winter is her most favorite time of the year.
You are looking at home video showing what happens on one Duluth street at night. These teenagers are part of the gang that are blamed for petty theft and intimidation. The Duluth Police Department says the best way to stop gang activity is to take a proactive role.
It's not a law enforcement problem. Gang problem is not just one problem. It's not the school's problem. It's a community problem, and it takes a community to band together to take a proactive role.
And that's why these parents have come to this meeting. They're learning more about gangs and how they affect their children, their schools, and their community.
And parents in the Central Hillside, through the Weed and Seed Project, asked the Family Resource Center to put this on because parents were really concerned about gang behavior in Duluth.
Parents in the community are concerned about their children, whether it's their child joining a gang or being affected by gangs.
How serious is the threat, to our children? I want the information. I want the information for myself, for my children, for our neighborhood.
James Hill, a single parent, says he came to the meeting to share some of his thoughts. He says he focuses on the positive. He teaches his children about community service.
He's the next peer group coming up, So therefore, my concern is we have to do something now so the younger ones will be able to have something to grab a hold of and continue the positive.
And the Duluth Police Department agree. The best way to prevent gang activity is to get involved with your family.
Spend a lot of time with your kids. Know what to look for, and that's what this meeting is about.
Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
We stood in line, and I couldn't believe we were actually doing it. I mean, standing in line to go shop. It's just so different. But we did it, and it was fun. It was an experience. I mean, I don't know if I'll do it next year, but...
Janet Chapman and her mother, Shirley Bryant, began shopping at 6 this morning and continued for hours. The toys lined the shelves from talking Mr. Potato Head to power microscopes, waiting to have a home. Janet and Shirley searched the aisles for the perfect Christmas gift, having fun the entire time and not getting caught up in the stress of crowded malls and long lines.
It's been wonderful. I love to do this. I just enjoy getting out so early in the morning.
It's been fun spending the day with my mom. And you have quite a variety of people out here. I mean, some people are just in the spirit and just having a good time, and other people are like, oh, you know, get out of my way.
We're going hunting for Christmas trees. Come on. Minnesota's deer hunting season is over, but Christmas tree hunting is in full swing. With the kids bundled up and the sled ready to go, the Besser family set out to search for that trophy tree.
It's a lot more personal. It just seems like the minute you hit Thanksgiving, and actually this year, the first part of November, I saw Christmas ads on TV, and you go to the mall and the plastic trees are up all over. And through the Forest Service, you can buy a permit for $5, and you can spend an entire day with your children, get them involved in the process, and do some good for the forest, and get a nice tree yourself in the process.
Another advantage of cutting your own Christmas tree, there are no lines and no crowds. It's just you and nature. After only a few minutes and just a few sightings, they spotted that perfect Christmas tree.
Good job, Taylor.
And they quickly got to work, sawing and admiring their catch. The Bessers tied it down and hauled it back, ready to head home.
I haven't deer hunted in about 15 years, but at least I got to take something today. So.
Being outdoors, I mean, we couldn't have picked a more beautiful weekend to be out here getting our tree. So just the whole experience, we just really have a good time. More people should do it.
And you won't be able to spot this if you're not out hunting. Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
We have some dancers that have been together for years. If you can watch them dance, you can see how they know each other's moves so well. And this is a chance to get dressed up and come to the ballroom and celebrate.
Check. Save. Goal! And the Spirit of Duluth Youth Hockey Tournament is underway. Kids of all ages are out, strutting their stuff, bringing family, friends, and business to the Northland.
It's going great, you know, this time of year with all the kids from out of town and all the parents, and it's really helping sales and business, and we have the 5 units locally, and with the sponsorship it's done well, and I think everybody's doing well, and that's what's good about this for Duluth. I think it's super.
It's been fabulous. Compared to our sales last year, we only sold about 80 rooms, and this year we're almost full. It's just great to see them. I'd like to see more.
Not only are restaurants and hotels busy here in Duluth, but sports stores as well. Here at Stewart's, the most popular item is the hockey stick.
Oh yes, sales are up and the activity is great. We're seeing a lot of the parents from all over. You know, Marquette and Calumet as far as Michigan is concerned. And the Twin Cities area draws very well, Bemidji, and of course all the local teams. So it's well represented from a wide area.
And it's not just sales. Stewart's is also busy sharpening those blades.
We do a lot of skate sharpening, of course, because we have the best service in the area. So, and obviously I'm going to say that. But we do, and we have a reputation for that.
And sharper skates make for quicker players. Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
Hi, I'm Senior Airman Aaron Nelson, and this is my daughter, Demi. We're stationed in Izmir, Turkey, and we'd like to wish a happy holidays to Claude Nelson in Duluth, Minnesota. Say hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
They're the most popular toy that hits store shelves this holiday season. These Tickle Me Elmo dolls were snatched from stores weeks ago. Now only empty shelves remain as evidence. People who are lucky enough to have one of these dolls are willing to sell them for a high price. In a local newspaper, they're asking $500 and more. But we found a Tickle Me Elmo doll that will only cost $1. You see, Sharon, an instructor at Wisconsin Indian Technical College, donated this doll to be raffled off.
I didn't even know it was popular until they called me and said it was in. I'd had it on rain check. So we just thought, oh, let's see how fast we can put a raffle together and maybe we can make some extra money.
They have already sold over 300 tickets in just one day, and that number will grow.
We're really happy with the turnout and everybody who's been buying tickets, and we think that it's going to go off as probably one of the best fundraising ideas that anybody at this school has ever come up with.
The money collected from this Tickle Me Elmo doll will send the business club to their national convention in Orlando this spring. The club is having no trouble getting people to buy the tickets. The doll is promoting itself.
Oh, Mom, that tickles. I work here at WITC, and I heard about it when Sharon came in with the Tickle Me Elmo and figured I had to try a chance at it since you can't buy it in the store anywhere.
I decided to buy one of the tickets, hoping a chance that I could give it to my daughter because I don't have a whole lot for Christmas. I'm making a noise. I think my daughter's going to get a kick out of it.
That's Elmo's popular trademark. Everyone just loves that giggle.
I like Elmo, and he makes me laugh. When he tickles and laughs, it makes me laugh, so I kind of want the doll.
And you don't have kids?
I don't have kids.
In fact, this Tickle Me Elmo is so popular that his life's in danger. So every night, he's put into the safe and locked up. Locked up until the club draws a name on Christmas Eve and gives him away to one lucky winner. And Sharon, the instructor who donated the Tickle Me Elmo, will just have to wait until after Christmas to get her doll.
The club is going to buy my granddaughter a doll as soon as they come out on the shelves in the spring.
In Superior with wanted Tickle Me Elmo, Kim Steininger, Channel 6 News.
That tickles.
Ruby red with sunlight streaming through the window. Jewel bright, may this token bring to you a smile and make your spirit light.
Oh, already? Okay,
Yeah,
merci.
you're all set to go.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Carrie, okay, buddy? Okay.
Hi, Chase. What do you want for Christmas?
Fun in the snow? Good. Merry Christmas. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Jerry asked the angel.
blows best or whatever it is.
A speed trial. What's your strategy here?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know what the course is going to look like yet.
So we're going to start here and follow me.
I'd like to win one right now. I'm using my neighbors.
Going to zigzag. Going to come around here.
What's your strategy, Wayne?
Follow the snowblower. Ready? Go! This is going to be a deal where you're going to work the gears as fast as you can run that baby. I mean, if you want to put it high, that's fine. If not, if you want to run it at a lower speed, but you can't put it neutral and push it. Woo! When you hit the snow, you got to hit that lever and give us a shot of snow at the end of it. 62 seconds. Okay. You would have been a minute, but you hit the cones. We're going to add on to.
Okay.
Ready? Go!
I like this. I would really like this a lot.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
I prefer
Woo! Okay. Man, new time.
New record?
A new record.
He's wanted a snowblower for years.
We got one more to go. Sorry, man. 46 seconds. It's all over but the crying. Didn't go fast enough.
You were good, but not good enough, right?
Yeah.
Just lucky, I guess.
That's all right. He did good. He did good.
Every year, millions of Americans make a promise to themselves, a resolution for change. And 1997 is no exception.
Be a little better than my parents and stuff. Other than that, nothing else. Basically, do better in school. I'm a little below my average right now, so I'm trying to get my grades up.
I don't know, maybe I don't know, save more money.
One of the most popular promises is to eat a healthier diet.
I was just going to try to cut down on the sweets. A lot of people are probably doing that, but I'm addicted to them.
Stay healthy. I think that's the main goal this year.
Some resolutions focus on personality traits.
I am so short of patience. Anything sets me off. So that's what my New Year's resolution is.
And others try to predict the future.
And we got the Green Bay Packer fans here, so we're saying they're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Surprisingly, not one person we asked said they were quitting smoking or going on a diet. But maybe those are resolutions people kept in 1996. In Duluth, Maureen Tallarico, Channel 6 News.
That worked on a campaign gave me that flag a long time ago, first campaign. There. I wonder if my buddy Dick is going to pull up with it.
I think they were checking on to see if they...
Some call it a rattle trap. I call it a lean green political machine. That's what it is.
Not so much because it's overly botched.
Clark's Outfitters in Floodwood was burglarized early Wednesday morning, December 18th. Someone pried open the door and searched inside for valuables and guns. They stole 2 Mossberg Maverick 12-gauge shotguns, a crossbow, and 2 snowmobile jackets. The thieves stole a van in Hermantown to get to Floodwood, and then stole a car in Floodwood to get back to Hermantown. This was the second burglary at Clark's within 2 weeks, and Floodwood police suspect that the same criminals are involved. Clark's lost 3 rifles and 6 handguns in the first burglary, with a total loss of over $3,500. Call Crime Stoppers if you know who the burglars are. Police would especially like to recover the guns. We'll pay up to $1,000 in cash and keep the caller's name anonymous. Our numbers are 1-800-974-TIPS or 723-ENOUGH. That's 723-3683.
last thing I could throw on is the Union suit.
I tell you, Green Bay, I hope you're proud of us, because we're proud of you.
I was here the last time they did it, and I had to come back to see it again, and I'm going to New Orleans to see them win the Super Bowl.
Number one, baby, number one.
Go, Pack, go!
We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. We're going. It's great. Yeah, baby.
I remember telling this crowd and telling the media before we started the season we were going to a Super Bowl. In 2 weeks, we'll be in New Orleans.
With a fast start to warm up their toes, these kids are on their way to a shining medal. And at this Icebox Days Kitty Lopette ski competition, everyone's a winner.
It's just a chance for the parents to come out and see the children ski and give the children a chance to get on skis and have some fun. They get a T-shirt and a medal, and every child is a winner. Whether they come in first or last, or if I have to go out and help carry them in, they still get their medal and their T-shirt.
There are 4 different age groups and 3 different race courses. The shortest one takes place right here in the courtyard, and it's about half a block. The longest one starts in the courtyard, but then they go out into the woods on the Manco Trail for about 2 kilometers. Willie Corn says he won his round with the support of his parents.
Was it tiring for you?
Yep.
But what kept you going?
My parents.
Yeah, because they cheered you on?
Yeah, so I just went faster and faster.
Racers and parents alike enjoy the Kitty Lopette as well as the entire Icebox Days.
It's just a really fun race, and the people who do it, they do a great job, and they work real hard to get this race set up for the kids, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, the whole Icebox Day celebration is always a lot of fun. We have such a long winter up here. It sure is a nice way to break it up and have some fun outdoors.
In International Falls Icebox Days, Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
The main concern is safety, is that, you know, it's the behavior of the operator, it's not necessarily the machine. And the compliance to regulations will, you know, prove a lot safer trails.
Big muscle sled, purely, you know, engine and handlebars, you know, popularity is basically...
So one of the things we're going to do is hold a few officers over from the shift that's ending to stay out there until these other officers get on the road, so that we don't have any vacant areas or voids of some enforcement and attention out there.
Many of us buy milk from our local grocery store without thinking about where it came from and complain at the ever-increasing cost. However, as store prices increase, the price the dairy producer receives continues to go down. Some farmers have decided to try and do something about it.
There are a number of local farmers in this area that have reached that point where they've actually talked about dumping their milk. They're tired of not getting a fair price.
Getting a fair price has been difficult since over the past few years, prices have fluctuated wildly, with farmers seeing little net increase.
For a farmer or any businessman to try and pay bills and everything else with those kind of fluctuations, it drives you nuts.
There may only be one way to control fluctuations and increase the price paid to farmers for milk.
We want to set up a bottling facility here in Carleton County that takes the retail price of milk and ties it directly to what the farmer gets. So the two are tied together. If milk moves up in the store, then the farmers will get that increase.
In Carleton County, Jason Poole, Channel 6 News.
To date, 37 million unborn children have died through abortion.
About 24 people braved the cold last night to attend the anti-abortion rally at the St. Louis County Courthouse. To those in attendance, the anniversary of the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision is a day of shame.
It's a very, very sad occasion. As you see women that have had abortions every year, this marks something that they'll mourn for the rest of their lives.
The rally was sponsored by Minnesota citizens concerned for life, and according to the group, Roe v. Wade isn't the only court ruling they're hoping to overturn. Minnesota's Doe v. Gomez decision is also high on their hit list.
And what that does is allow taxpayer money to be used to pay for abortions.
Northlanders weren't the only Americans rallying over the Roe v. Wade anniversary. Around the nation, hundreds of such gatherings occurred, both for and against abortion. In Duluth, Dave Anderson, Channel 6 News.
The neighbor came to the door about 5:30 this morning, pounded on the door, and stated that
you seen tracks leading into the woods and no foot tracks coming out. The neighbor came to the door about 5:30 this morning, pounded on the door, and stated that he seen tracks leading into the woods and no foot tracks coming out.
Well, you got to be crazy to come out here and look at it, you know?
So what's that say about you?
I'm crazy.
There's too much snow and not enough money.
Well, our budget has definitely taken a major hit. We've been operating in an overtime situation basically since the first of the year.
The city of Superior, so far, just in overtime, has already tripled its budget. And Jeff Beto, Superior's Public Works Director, says he'll formally ask the state for snow removal assistance.
We had an opportunity last week to talk to Senator Joke, and he urged us to put together some numbers and send it down to him, and he would see what he could do to see if he could possibly get us some financial help.
Not only is it hard on finances, but on the equipment as well. With around-the-clock use, there's a lot more wear and tear, and that's another budget buster. But for this one, you can't assess the cost until spring. Most of these plowers have easily worked over 100 hours of overtime since the beginning of the year. But even with all the long hours, they're making the best of it.
You just keep pushing, that's all. Just keep plugging away. Somebody gets too grouchy, well, you just cheer them up a little bit, turn things around, or else you leave them alone for a while and they'll come around. But it hasn't been too bad. They've been given a good attitude.
In Superior, Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
The numbers are startling. Robberies and theft are up in Duluth. Compared to the last 2 years, business robberies rose an alarming 74%. Auto thefts rose 37% compared to the last 5 years. Duluth Police Chief Scott Lyon says many of the cars were stolen by the same people.
We've had a series of young juveniles in different parts of the cities that have been responsible for 20, 30 thefts apiece.
Many homes were also broken into. Vince Nelson and Tyler Berg own one of the homes that was broken into last year. A break-in they will never forget. Their dog was killed in this crime.
I was just calling for the dog, and I thought maybe he was hiding or that he had gotten outside. And I went down into the basement, and he was laying next to the washer and dryer, a pool of blood.
Employees at this Cloquet Co-op Credit Union also remember 1996 as being filled with crime. This branch in Duluth was robbed at gunpoint twice in 6 months. An increase of robberies concerns the credit union president.
You know, we all are in Duluth, frankly, because of the number that we've had in the last year. It certainly is a concern from our financial institution as an industry. We certainly are concerned about this, no question about it.
Even though robberies and thefts increased sharply, the Duluth police chief says he knows the crimes can be controlled.
The more cognizant everybody is, the citizens, the store owners, the clerks, and the police, I think we can do a lot to apprehend the people.
So for now, police will be watching these numbers closely and doing everything possible to arrest and deter criminals. In Duluth, Kim Steininger, Channel 6 News.
It seems like all across the nation, the groundhogs are coming out and strutting their stuff. And here in the Northland, don't get your hopes up. These aren't groundhogs, they're prairie dogs.
I think the winter up here is right out of the ice ages. Global warming is a hoax, and that the groundhog is never going to appear.
I think we have a long winter ahead of us yet, unfortunately.
So you think he's probably going to see his shadow and run back in then?
Probably.
But there are those Northlanders who choose to be optimistic.
It's perfect. Today's a cloudy day and you won't see a shadow, so spring is definitely right around the corner.
Groundhogs hibernate for about 4 to 6 months. They don't eat any food during this time, and their intestinal system, metabolic rate, as well as their brain, pretty much shut down. It's definitely a way to beat the winter. So what is it that can get them out of this stupor? Well, it's the one thing that keeps mankind evolving. Hormones.
Further south, in, say, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, is early February, the males start coming out of hibernation, and they're looking for females. However, the females don't come out of hibernation until sometime in March down there. So you probably have a bunch of very grumpy, frustrated groundhogs running around down in that area.
Just a little reminder, he's talking about places that are further south. Here at Lake Superior Zoo, the groundhogs live right over there. It looks like they're not going to be coming out anytime today. In Duluth, Angela Wang, Channel 6 News.
"30 years ago, Ely was the site of some of the richest iron mines in the nation. Today, trees have grown up where ore cars once waited, and much of Ely's richness now comes from the tourist trade. That trade has now expanded into wintertime with the annual Voyager Winter Festival.
Bill and Gloria Miller, who are heading up this big festival, I think have done a marvelous job on from when it first originally started to what you see today. a 2-week-long adventure full with big, large snow sculptures, and it's really a wonderful thing to see.
As Jim said, the snow sculptures truly are wonderful things and are perhaps the biggest draw of the festival, drawing, in fact, artists from around North America.
And the artists that get a chance to work in a medium they might not get used to. So we had a team from Mexico come up this year, which was really wonderful, from Winnipeg, Duluth,
St. Paul,
and
Thunder Bay.
But the snow sculptures aren't the only attraction of the festival. Activities from snowmobiling to snow skiing await the visitor brave enough to venture out into a Northland February.
There's a Dorothy Moulter dinner Thursday night. They're going to serve some foods that she cooked. And
powwow. There's a powwow.
There's a powwow next Saturday.
And a lot
I think there's something going on almost every day.
The Voyageur Winter Festival will end this Sunday after a twilight hike sponsored by the International Wolf Center. In Ely, I'm Dave Anderson for Channel 6 News.
But I do have another opinion too, is that most of the
Again, this is a
35 and you see this gentleman go by, I'm weaving in both lanes.
I have extra time on my hands, and to me this is a cause worth doing, and I'll spend the rest of my life doing it as long as people want to hear me.
Look on her face. In real clothes. She's got a real clothes. She says she's just she's probably not going to be popular. Very kind. It's you, John. Smile, George. I don't want your smiler.
We're setting up safety programs for the Arctic blast. We'll be working the trail system, road crossings, and in towns, just to make sure that people are get in and out of town safely, make sure they get on the trails safely, and if there's any breakdowns or any accidents, we'll handle those.
After talking to some of the people who were up here last year, I couldn't miss it. They had such a good time. Hospitality was so great, and I like to snowmobile. There's 3 good reasons right there.
With the P-38 of Major Richard Bong, America's ace of aces looking on, Colonel Ken Stromquist took over as Air and Wing Commander of the 148th Fighter Wing. He's been Air Commander for the past 2 years and assumes the duties of Wing Commander because of the retirement of Colonel Thomas Pelkey.
It was a great career. I can't complain about having 33 years of military affiliation.
But it's always hard to leave a unit that's just a tremendous unit like this one and all the great friends that you have.
After yesterday's change of command ceremony, Colonel Stromquist spoke of his goals for the base's future.
We're going to build upon what's gone before and build the strongest unit in the United States military. This unit will be here for many, many, many years.
Colonel Stromquist began his military career during the Vietnam War 28 years ago. That means he only has 2 years to go until retirement. He says he can ask the Secretary of the Air Force for a 5-year extension of his career, but...
Now, I don't know him well enough to ask for it, so I expect about 2 more years.
At the 148th Fighter Wing, I'm Dave Anderson for Channel 6 News.
I think it's something that if it's successful in Duluth, you might see this something done nationwide also on other buses. It is a problem with passengers being inconvenienced by the traffic, being able to get across the street, you know, from the bus stop.
You're gonna be pretty.
Nice little warm ones here.
Nice turtlenecks. What are those?
Wonderful, honey. Have a good day.
They've taken away a lot of stress from me. They're just doing everything they can to help us, and it's just lets you know a lot of people in our neighborhood really are coming together to help us, and I'm just surprised. And a lot of people we've never met before.
And to be able to use Superior High School to host the Green Bay Packers.
Wisconsin rallied around the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl, and I'm asking that Wisconsin rally around the Green Bay Packers as they join CASDA and our mission.
It's what some of us do every winter, spend a few weekends a year ice fishing. Well, that ice fishing can turn dangerous quickly, sending crews to the rescue.
Common sense sooner or later has to prevail. You know, we can only really warn people about the hazards of this. And every year we end up going out for people on the ice that refuse to heed the warnings.
That's what happened yesterday. In 2 different situations, anglers went fishing out on Lake Superior, got stuck on an ice floe, and had to be rescued by the authorities. They were plucked from the ice, and one group left behind their snowmobile, boat, and belongings. Today, they returned to the site to perform a rescue of their own.
We went out and crossed over quite a ridge where the ice came back to shore and pulled our stuff across.
And it was all there waiting for you?
It was all there, just like we left it. I thought I'd never see it again, but it came back.
Lake Superior can be unpredictable. A wind change can cause ice to shift, leaving anglers stranded. In yesterday's case, the men didn't even know they were adrift. The wind direction can make all the difference. A south or southwest wind can be the most dangerous. It can cause ice near the shores to break off and blow out to open water. A pressure ridge, like this one behind the angler, is caused when the pressure becomes so intense the ice buckles up. Open water might be on the other side of this flow.
The ice started rocking for a while there. It, you know, kind of made me a little scared.
But people will still continue to go out, ignoring warnings.
Yeah. Minnesota entertainment.
You know, we've seen a couple guys go way out there. I guess they're going for lake trout, but they're kind of crazy. You'd have to be to go out there, so.
And you don't go out far, why not?
Oh, no, my wife wouldn't let me.
Well, it's safe if you push a boat out. There's no problem there. I just said people would go out in the snowmobile, or if they think they can make it back in time, they can't. And you got to walk out there with a boat pushed out there. You're okay. You're fine.
The Coast Guard has only one safety tip for those of you who still want to ice fish on Lake Superior. Don't. Kim Steininger, Channel 6 News.
Well, yesterday we brought you some romantic and interesting ideas to help celebrate this sensual season.
Well, today we're taking you to a cozy and intimate spot where a lot of lovers are going to be spending a private weekend.
Our Angela Wang is live at one of the most popular places this time of year. Angela.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Michelle. Happy Valentine's Day. We're here at the Mansion. It's a beautiful bed and breakfast right on Lake Superior. We have with us Sue Munson. She's the owner and manager of the Mansion. Sue, can you tell us a little bit about your bed and breakfast?
Sure I can. We opened the bed and breakfast in 1983. We're coming up to our 15th year of running it. It's one of the Congdon mansions. We have 7 acres of ground and 500 feet of beach out there. It's a little difficult to see tonight. We've had over 30,000 guests stay with us over the years, and we enjoy it, and we especially enjoy the people.
Great. All right. Thanks a lot, Sue. And if you guys follow me back here real quick, Dave and Michelle, we've got a couple up here who just drove up from the Twin Cities this afternoon. They want to spend their Valentine's Day here at the Mansion, romantic weekend. We've got Kim and Jeffrey. And Kim, why did you choose the Mansion?
One of our companies is based out of Duluth, and in making the plans for Valentine's Day, he suggested that we come here.
Great.
He stayed here before.
Great. And Kim, I understand that you have something a little special that you want to say to Jeffrey tonight?
Yes, I have a Valentine's poem.
All right.
That I want to say to Jeff. Excuse me. Roses are red, violets are blue. For 5 months now, I've been dating you. You say that you love me, but yet last night you spent with your ex. I know that she's the mother of your child, but I'm the one who warms the nest. I brought you to Duluth to ask you to tie the knot. Now please say yes, or am I to be an old maid to sit and rot?
Wow. At this point, I will say yes at this point in time.
All right. All right. So Dave and Michelle, why don't you check back in a few minutes and back out to you now.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
I want to see the couple. I want to go back and look at this. You know, we may have to think about that and just go back out and get their reaction to this.
Yeah.
I don't know how
In
to
the
react.
meantime, don't go away. George will have our weekend forecast.
Well, and later we'll take you to a Valentine's Day celebration for, well, a different kind of Valentine's celebration coming up when your 6 o'clock news continues. Well, we promised we'd check back with the folks enjoying the romantic weekend at the Mansion on Lake Superior.
Angela Wang joins us again. What's going on?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Michelle. Welcome back. Again, we're at the Mansion where Kim has just popped the big question, and now her and Jeffrey are getting hit. And Jeffrey, what was going through your mind the time when she was asking you? There was a little pause there.
Well, it is very flattering. I've never had a woman propose to me before, so that was caught me by surprise. And very unique situation, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, great. And Kim, were you nervous?
Yes, yes, yes.
What was
Even though I
going through
didn't
your
show
head?
it, but I was nervous. I didn't know what he would say. I didn't know. The pause made me hesitant as well.
All right. And so when do you guys think you're going to be setting the date for?
That'll have to be discussed. Caught me by surprise, so I really didn't know what was going to happen.
So what do you think, what's going to happen this weekend?
We're going to have a very enjoyable weekend.
All right. Oh,
That's all we can
great.
do.
Great. And Dave and Michelle, we thank Kim and Jeffrey for letting us share this moment with them. Happy Valentine's Day. Now back to you.
Ooh,
Those
what a
two are
big moment.
Very good sports. I mean, I can't imagine doing that with a TV camera in my face.
Wow.
Well, on to other things. Billed as the winter's biggest cabin fever escape, the Duluth Boat Sport and Travel Show.
Kerrigan's Tavern on Tower Avenue in Superior was vandalized early Monday morning, January 20th. Superior police know the suspect was driving and probably waited until the streets were deserted. He then drove slowly by the front of the building, firing a .22 caliber weapon at the windows and the door. 13 bullets were fired at the building before the vandal drove off. It was fortunate no one was in the building or hurt during the shooting spree, but the damage to the business was over $6,000. Police continue to investigate if this was a random act of violence or a malicious act against the tavern. Whatever the case, any crime involving guns is a major concern to our community. Call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about the shooting. Call us with information about any crime. We'll issue you a caller number so you won't have to give us your name. You could also receive a reward up to $1,000 in cash. Our numbers are 1-800-974-TIPS or 723-ENOUGH. That's 723-3683.
Even if he doesn't clear cut the area, taking away a lot of the trees is going to change the hydrology of the area. It's going to increase the runoff. There's going to be sediment and pollution going into the St. Louis River.
Last time I used a 15-second pan on it.
Dale Rogers' third grade classroom is more crowded than most. 24 computers fill the room, and all of them are put to daily use by a group of computer-savvy youngsters. Integrating personal computers with traditional classwork was an idea that Rogers stumbled upon through his own education. He found working with Windows-based programs so easy, he decided to try it out in class.
I started with one boy, one girl that I thought had some knowledge and a great degree of interest, and I taught them some things, and when I thought that they were quite far along, I had them train 2 others, and then 2 others trained 4. Well, right now I think we're probably up to about 12 people that are totally in charge of putting these things on and off.
The investment is significant in terms of money, but Rogers sees it as an experiment geared to improve education.
Give or take a bit, it's $10,000 of my money, and I believe it's an excellent investment for me. I am 52. Before I retire, I really wanted to see if this worked with little ones. It does. This works. I do not regret spending this money.
Students have not only embraced the use of computers, they now prefer keyboards to pencils.
Let's say that I come back and I get an O. And that's like you have to do it over again. So you would delete the mistakes and fix them.
As Rogers points out, there are benefits for the teacher as well.
The boys and girls as individuals, they are responsible for getting their own program up, making the adjustments on it. I like double space and .14. It's easier for me to see because these glasses, as you get more mature, your eyes don't work quite so well.
In spelling, you could save it, and then if on Friday you couldn't find yours, then all you had to do was print it again. I think it's cool.
In Duluth, Jason Rice, Channel 6 News.
Strength from one another by gathering together. So often people feel that there's nothing they can do. A problem like hunger seems so overwhelming. And when people gather together, it's a better feeling, like they feel a little more powerful. They can do something.